How does one differentiate between a good sunnah and a bad sunnah? And what are the consequences? Okay, so the hadith about a good sunnah, man sanna fil Islami sunnatan hasanatan, that hadith is talking about someone who establishes a good practice in Islam, and then he'll get the reward of what he does, and anyone else who replicates that action, the initial founder of the action will get the reward of all those without their reward being diminished. And on the other side, you have someone who starts off a bad practice, and so he gets a sin of it, and he gets a sin of everyone who replicates the action. So what's the difference? The difference is you look at, firstly, consult with scholars. Right, that's the first step. But the understanding, as Shaykh Abdul-Rahim Reasat says in his sharh on the Tariqat al-Muhammadiyya, the great book by Imam al-Birgibi, his sharh al-Hadiqat al-Nadiyya, he says a bad sunnah, we can call it a bid'ah. It's an innovation in the application of the religion. The word bid'ah is used sometimes, especially classically, it was used for deviant beliefs, but it's also used for incorrect practices. So you see, anything that a good sunnah is anything that has one of the main principles of Islam embodied within it, and obviously it can't contradict or contravene, any of the other established practices. So, for example, one of the things, the example of the Mawlid is just a very simple one, everyone knows, and it's one people disagree on about a lot. But he says, so for example, it has to have one of the maqasid, one of the goals of the Sharia embodied within it. Why do people celebrate the Mawlid? Celebrating the gifts of Allah, thanking Allah for the gift of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and generally increasing their love for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So are these present in the Mawlid? Yes. Okay. Now, if there's other things that are present in it, like there's a gathering and then people are dancing around, and men and women dancing together and all that, then obviously it becomes haram, because it's contravening other established principles, right? Another example of a sunnah hasana is someone who wants to use a Friday afternoon just before Maghrib. He wants to, a Thursday evening, right? Thursday evening which is Friday night after Maghrib. They gather together with people and they send blessings on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The salawat on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam are highly encouraged all the time, but especially on Fridays. So someone who gets together and encourages others to do this, that's a sunnah hasan. It's a good practice. So a bad practice would be one that's trying to replace an established sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or it's trying to introduce something that goes against the established principles of the religion, right? Or to remove something like this. So, for example, someone starting a practice, whatever it may be, and it causes people to miss the prayer, to miss Dhuhr, for example, and they say, we'll do this, it's good, and you miss your Dhuhr but make it up later. No, that's the wrong practice. Why? Because to pray the prayer on time is an obligation. So that's how we identify them, the general principles, and these are things that you should consult with the ulama before trying to start a new practice. Okay, and Allah knows best.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.